On this Veterans Day, we want to focus on those who have served. Thousands of military families have been directly impacted by the government shutdown. Earlier, I spoke with the co-founder of Blue Star Families. This is a group supporting and empowering veterans. And she told me the lack of some federal services has just been devastating for people who already face regular hardship.
We're asking people how it's affecting them so we can understand it. We're seeing that 20% of our service members have a spouse who's working on base or in a federal job, so they're down one paycheck. Food support's really important. We asked all of our food banks around the country what the effect is. 100% have increased usage, half of them more than 50%. Food lines around the block sometimes. These are currently serving military, and that's not okay.
Wow. CBS News senior national security correspondent Charlie D'Agata joins us now from our D.C. bureau with more on this. Charlie, good morning. I'm wondering if you're hearing similar stories, because with the government closed, many veteran services are also dark. And so to hear that some current vets have to go to food banks is alarming to me. So what are you seeing?
Yeah, Errol, not just current vets, there are service members who have had to go to food banks already because, the starting salary for U.S. Army soldiers is about $27,000. And as you heard in that little clip there, a lot of these individuals have spouses who are working within the sort of same federal framework. So they're already down one paycheck anyway. And those food banks, I can tell you, we shot some of that video ourselves. There were long lines, and that was a few weeks ago. And we are now coming to another paycheck round, November 15th. And folks I've spoken to are concerned that, whether they're going to get paid or whether there's going to be a sort of lag time, because there isn't much lag time in those families. They are living paycheck to paycheck. And as you said, veterans have been affected. Extracurricular stuff has been affected on bases, some of the school clubs, et cetera. This has really been across the board. But yeah, I think, especially on a day like today, Americans around the country want to respect and admire our veterans and our current service members because of the sacrifice that they have made on behalf of this country. And it's tough to see that, they're in food lines because they can't afford their next meal because of this government shutdown that has had ramifications across the board.
Yeah. It's important that we raise awareness of this. And this is a day typically where so many people will say thank you to your service to vets who have served. But I'm just thinking out loud, is there another way to honor these veterans at a time like this? Tell us about some of the already planned commemorations for Veterans Day in D.C. and in some other places.
So, Errol, like I said, a lot of these events have been truncated or slimmed down across the board, across the nation. There are a couple of events over the weekend here. The main Keystone event here in D.C. will be President Trump. He'll be going to the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier within the next 45 minutes or so. In fact, they'll probably be arriving soon to mark Veterans Day, Remembrance Day there. And this is a tradition that's been going on since 1921 to serve the vets from the First World War. And now it has expanded to commemorate all of the wars and all of the veterans who have served, and of course those who have lost their lives in those fights. In addition to that, there's two separate ceremonies going on today here in D.C., one that has to do with Second World War, another one with the Vietnam War, at different locations. And in New York City, there's going to be a Veterans Day parade. We had something similar to that, smaller, over the weekend here in D.C., but that's the main event in New York.
Yeah. All right. Very important stuff. Charlie D'Agata in our D.C. bureau, thank you. And to all veterans and those who serve, we appreciate your service.